Hello everyone, hope everybody is doing absolutely fine. So here I am with new video which is based on translation of protein. So in this particular video we are going to learn about some terms like what are RNAs, what are the specific RNAs with specific functions, and we are also going to see the mechanisms which help them to succeed in protein synthesis. So watch this video till end and please like this video, share this video with your friends and also subscribe to my channel. Translation is the process in which protein synthesis will take place, and the protein synthesis is going to occur by RNA. So what is happening in this flow diagram? We can see here that transcription is occurring within the nucleus where DNA to RNA is constructed, and after the RNA is constructed it will be directed for protein synthesis. So from gene to protein, the flow is directed by one of the RNAs, which is mRNA. So basically mRNA are known as messenger RNA that will help in directing the flow. So here we can see that the flow of information from gene to protein, that means gene we are identifying that DNA, and protein which is synthesized after or from RNA to RNA in the process of translation. So the flow diagram representation is known as central dogma. So this particular diagram is of central dogma, and we can see that the protein synthesis is taking place in cytoplasm. So translation is occurring in cytoplasm, and DNA to RNA formation is taking place. The process is known as transcription, which is taking place inside nucleus. So after transcription, the translation is occurring. Now, along with mRNA, which is directing the flow of these gene sequences, there are two more types of RNA which are involved in translation process, and they are known as transfer and ribosome RNA. So what will happen that the base sequences are decoded. So basically base sequences are the triplet codes of that DNA sequences only. So basically we know that for DNA we use ATGC, and for RNA it becomes T is replaced by U and rest of the symbols remain same. That is base sequences are same. So what is happening here that the base sequences are decoded, which are known as triplet code, and what will they do? They specify some amino acids. So basically triplet codes are basically identifying some amino acids, which we know that there are 20 amino acids. They are coded by these triplet codes. So these triplet codes are basically these base sequences. So there are some exceptions also that of stop codons like UAA. So this is one type of stop codon. So basically it does not comes under the category of amino acids. Next is that direct sequential assembly of amino acids to polypeptide chain. So from mRNA, tRNA and rRNA, all these three RNA are involved for sequential assembly of amino acids into polypeptide chain synthesis. So we are going to see here about each M, T and R RNAs, and we will see that what are the difference and how they are important for translation process. Now we will see about different type of RNA, which are messenger RNA, transfer RNA and ribosomal RNA, and we will see that how they are associated with each other for the protein synthesis process. So let's start with mRNA, which is messenger RNA. So messenger RNAs are the intermediate in flow of information from DNA to protein, and we had also seen that they are having triple codes, and each triple codes are with specific amino acids. So here we can see that there is UTR region in mRNA at 5 prime and at 3 prime site. So this UTR is known as untranslated region. So basically this region is not involved in translation process. So somewhere from here, suppose after 4-5 nucleotide sequence, the translation process starts, and the translation process will start from the start codon, which is AUG. So this is very important point, that AUG is the start codon, and sometimes it is GUG also. So this is start codon, AUG. So from here, from this particular triple codes, this will uh, identify for methionine amino acids. So if it is eukaryotic, then it becomes met, and when it is prokaryotic, it is F-met. F means formyl methionine. So similarly for GUG also, so GUG basically it codes for valine. So here we had seen that the representation from where the start, where the translation process will start, which is AUG, and here we can see that UAA, this is the stop codon. So basically this is the region in which the translation will occur. So this particular sequence is given by mRNA from DNA. So now this mRNA is directing protein synthesis. Now second, we will talk about transfer RNA. So transfer RNA are also known as adapter molecules. So basically here we can see that they are having 4 arms. One is acceptor arms, pseudouridine, anticodon triplet, and dihydrouridine. So basically pseudouridine and dihydrouridine, these two are not involved for translation. The two sites which are involved is acceptor arm and the anticodon triplet. So basically these two are playing role for protein synthesis or translation process. So at acceptor arm, what will happen? Here we can see that there is 3 base sequences which are CCA. Now at this 3' A, the amino acid will bind. The amino acids will bind. That's why they are known as acceptor arm, or we also call them amino acid acceptor arm. So suppose if I say that at this particular 3' the methionine is binding. So methionine is having a triplet code for AUG. Methionine is having triplet code for AUG, and here we can see that anticodon triplet, which is 3' to 5' is anticodon. If we say that methionine anticodon will be UAC. So when this anticodon triplet will bind at AUG, then it will code for methionine. So this is the point which I am trying to explain here. So amino acids, the amino acids are binded with the transfer RNA. So basically the role of transfer RNA is to bring amino acids. So we had seen for this, and the clover leaf structure, this particular structure is known as clover leaf structure, and this is secondary structure for tRNA. When we will say what will be the 3D structure for tRNA or transfer RNA, it is inverted L. So now next we are going to see about ribosomal RNA. So ribosomal RNA are basically having 2 units, which is larger subunit and smaller subunit. So here we can see that this is larger subunit and this one is smaller subunit. So basically the larger and smaller subunits are bind with magnesium plus 2 or divalent magnesium. And we can see here that EPA in large subunit. So basically these 3 are the sites. So P is known as donor side, A is the acceptor side, and E is the exit side. So what will happen here? The acceptor arms are accepting the amino acids which are brought by transfer RNA, and at P side what will happen? The peptidal bonds are formed. So the tRNA, the first tRNA or the start codon, which is methionine, will bind at this P site. The first amino acid, that is start codon. This is the only exception actually. So the first met, which is brought by tRNA, will bind at P site, and at smaller subunit the mRNA is attached. So this is the difference between mRNA, tRNA and rRNA, and we had seen that how they are associated for the translation process. For starting mechanism of translation, I would like to discuss that how amino acids are going to activate it and how they will attach to adapter molecule, which are known as tRNA or transfer RNA. So basically the reaction will take place in two steps. At first, the amino acids will, in presence of ATP, will form amino acid AMP. So here we can see the enzyme. So the enzyme which is used here is amino acid tRNA synthetase. So this enzyme will play a role in first step to convert amino acid in presence of ATP into amino acid adenosine monophosphate. Now in second step, the product, which is amino acid AMP, will reactivate tRNA. So we had seen at the structure of tRNA that amino acids are binding at the 3' end, which is having base sequences C, C, A. So this amino acid is going to bind at this A, which is adenosine. Now again, in the presence of amino acid tRNA synthetase, it will get attached to tRNA and the AMP is released. That means the energy will be utilized here. So this energy is going to release. So this is the amino acid tRNA, is the attached amino acid. Now the role of this enzyme is that it activates amino acid by covalent linkage to tRNA. So basically this amino acid linked with or attached to tRNA is by the covalent linkage. So now we will see about the mechanism of translation. Synthesis of polypeptide chain involves 3 steps, and these 3 steps are initiation, elongation and termination. So initiation is the first step, under which the AUG and GUG are the codons on mRNA which are present on smaller subunit. So smaller subunit of rRNA, which is ribosomal RNA. So what is happening here, that initiated tRNA. So as we had discussed that initiated tRNA is a methionine which is binding at AUG. So tRNA methionine we represent for eukaryotic and tRNA F met for prokaryotic. So here we can see that the initiation complex, that is this tRNA met and tRNA F met, are formed with initiation factor. So basically there are some initiation factor and the energy is required at P site to initiate the activity for polypeptide chain. So basically at P site we had discussed that this is an exception, that this tRNA methionine will bind at P site. So the initiation factor and GTP at P site by hydrolysis. So why hydrolysis is occurring? Because the energy is required or released for this process to start. Now next is the elongation. So elongation, we are seeing here that for elongation amino acid tRNA is now binding at A site. So we had discussed about A site earlier also for ribosomal RNA, because A site is the site which will which will carry tRNA and tRNA with amino acids. So the next process will start from A site, and here also we require GDP, which is energy and elongation factors. So with the help of two, the elongation process will proceed. So basically elongation is the process which is helping in synthesizing peptide bond or polypeptide chain. So what is happening here, we will see that peptide bond formation between methionine carboxyl group. So methionine was the first, which is binding at P site. So its carboxyl group will attach, suppose the next amino acid which is binding at A site is serine. So its free amino acid will bind with carboxyl group and this will form a peptide bond. So this peptide bond is formed by the hydrolysis process. So similarly the process for elongation will continue. So the process will continue until it reaches this stop codon. So here we can see that after peptide bond formation, A site filled with peptidyl tRNA and P site get uncharged tRNA and it will get expelled from E site, which is exit site. So tRNA will bring amino acid, it will form peptidyl tRNA and the uncharged tRNA will get expelled from E site. And as I said, this elongation process will go until it reaches stop codon. So when it will reach stop codon, the next activity, the next step which comes in is termination. So we are going to see that here. Last activity which is involved for polypeptide chain synthesis is termination. So when elongation of polypeptide chain reaches stop codon, so stop codons are basically UGA, UAA and UAG. So any one of them may be present. So they do not code for any amino acids. So what will happen, any of the stop codon, when elongation of polypeptide chain reaches here, so the factors which are involved for termination are the release factor. So basically what they do, they help in releasing newly synthesized polypeptide chain. So basically when this stop codon will be reached, the newly synthesized polypeptide chain is ready. Now it will release with the help of this release factor and the ribosomal subunit will also get dissociated. So ribosomal subunits, we had seen that the large subunit and small subunits, they also get dissociated. Now this process of termination requires energy in case of eukaryotic cells, and in case of prokaryotic cells then no energy is dependent. So one more point I would like to add here is that the polyribosomes and polysomes, so basically these are the complex of mRNA and ribosomes. So this is all about translation, and I hope you like this video. So please like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you have any doubt, write it in the comment section. You can message me on my Instagram link. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel.